In the village of Nkama, nestled between the Emerald Hills and Whispering Forests, people lived simply and happily. They greeted the morning with song and the night with stories. Among them lived two inseparable cousins, Kito and Amina. Kito was playful and daring, always asking questions. Amina was thoughtful, with eyes like the evening stars. They both loved to sit by the fire as old Baba Chuma, the village elder, told tales that painted the skies with meaning. But times changed. The world outside the village grew loud. Radios, phones, and faraway news crept in. The children stopped listening. They said, "Old stories are for old people." Baba Chuma's voice grew quiet, and so did the stories. Baba Chuma once said, "When we forget our past, we lose our way in the future." One night, as the fire cracked and stars danced, Baba Chuma spoke of something long lost. He said, "Long ago, our ancestors feared a time when their knowledge would be forgotten. So they hid their greatest wisdom in a sacred place deep within the mountain of echoes. But this wisdom is not written on stone, it's buried in the hearts of the worthy." A child asked, "Can it be found?" Baba Chuma replied, "Only by those pure in heart, who seek not glory, but understanding." The tale stirred something in Kito and Amina. That night, they made a secret pact under the moonlight. Amina whispered, "We must go, Kito, before all the old ways are lost." Kito replied, "Let's find the wisdom not for us, but for the village." For Baba Chuma. At dawn, they packed calabashes of water, roasted yam, and beads blessed by Amina's grandmother. And with that, they left, walking toward the looming mountains like two tiny ants facing the sky. The journey was harder than they imagined. First came the Whispering Forest, where voices lured them off the path. A voice hissed, "Turn back. You are too small. The past is dead." But Amina held the charm her grandmother gave her. She whispered, "We walk with purpose." The whispers faded. Later, they came to a broken bridge over a fast river. Kito slipped, but Amina caught him with her wrapper. Breathless, Kito said, "This is madness." Amina replied, "No, this is a lesson. Trust each other." That night, under the moonlight, they met an owl. But this was no ordinary bird. Its eyes burned like firewood, and its feathers shimmered like ancient cloth. The owl spoke, "Wisdom lies not ahead, but within. Ask the river what it remembers. Ask the tree what it has seen." The owl led them to a cave marked with old symbols. Kito touched one and saw a vision: warriors praying before battle, mothers passing down songs, children learning from nature. They continued until they reached the grove of memory, the heart of the ancestors. But there was no book, no scroll. Only images, feelings, and echoes of the past. Kito looked around and asked, "Where is the wisdom?" Amina smiled and said, "Look around. It's everywhere. In the stories, in the love, in the land." Mist rose. A glowing figure formed tall, with beaded braids and a staff. The ancestor spirit said, "You have done well, children of Nkama. You came not for pride, but for remembrance. The wisdom is this: we are never gone, as long as you remember, share, and live with honor." As the spirit vanished, the grove lit up with dancing lights. A warm peace filled their hearts. Around their necks appeared pendants shaped like ancient symbols of wisdom. When they returned, Kito and Amina didn't boast. They sat with Baba Chuma and told him what they had seen. Amina said, "Wisdom isn't hidden. It is lost when we stop listening." Kito added, "But we found it again. Now we must protect it through stories, through truth." And slowly, things changed. The children began to gather again at the fire. Baba Chuma smiled once more. The songs returned, the proverbs flowed, and the ancestors were remembered. Years passed. Kito and Amina grew older, and now they are the ones by the fire, telling stories to a new generation. And so, dear listener, the wisdom of the ancestors once thought lost lives on in the hearts of the young, because two brave souls dared to seek, not with their eyes, but with their spirit. Thank you for listening to the lost wisdom of the ancestors. If you carry nothing else from this tale, remember, every time you share a story, you awaken the voices of those who came before you. This is African Fireside Tales. Until next time, may your path be lit by the wisdom of the old ones.